Hey everyone, good afternoon, good afternoon. As always, I hope this video finds you in good health and in good spirits. So, have you ever experienced jamais vu? If something you've seen a million times, like a word or a celebrity, suddenly looks unfamiliar, jamais vu can explain why. Now, déjà vu is a transitory mental state that, according to one study, as much as 97% of the population has experienced at least once in their life. Déjà vu is a sense of having already seen or experienced something you're currently seeing or experiencing, coupled with a knowing that you have not actually seen or experienced it, but yet it seems familiar. You can think of déjà vu as two streams of thought colliding together. This is why it can catch you so off guard. You're filled with a sense of familiarity, or like you've lived in that moment before, but you have no evidence of encountering the situation. Now, while it's a much rarer occurrence, you can also experience the opposite of déjà vu. So, jamais vu is the experience of feeling unfamiliar with something that is very familiar to you. Like you could see something or someone that you come across every single day. For instance, a coworker you've known for years, or a word you've written often. And you'll find that the person looks familiar, or you've seen that word before, but they appear completely new or unknown to you. This feeling can be overwhelming or even scary, and it can last for a few seconds up to a couple minutes. And it can happen for a range of reasons. Most commonly, if you're processing something while distracted, the act can cause jamais vu, but it's not known necessarily why. But many believe it's related to the brain's temporal lobe, as this part of the brain plays a big role in memory. Also, chronic stress or sleep disturbances can have an effect on mental health, leaving everyone more susceptible to experiences like this. And you can actually also induce jamais vu, or a familiar feeling, or a similar feeling, basically, of your own. You may have unintentionally done so before. This can be done in word alienation tasks, such as writing a word down over and over until it starts to look incorrect or even unfamiliar to you. And you can also read or stare at the word and achieve the same results. There was a study that was done in 2021 where 6 participants were provided words that they had to stare at for 3 minutes, one word being blood. And after 60 seconds, certain letters started looking meaningless and unfamiliar. And then after 179 seconds, they reported that words they started to appear as a collection of letters. Now, when we enter a state of high anxiety, the mind will work on overdrive to create protective measures to avoid trauma. It's more likely for someone to experience jamais vu in a situation that may be distressing. That being said, jamais vu can happen anywhere and at any time. Think of an experience or recollection, or without any recognition, or recall, an experience of recall without any recognition. For example, you see a celebrity on the street and you know for a fact that you know who they are, yet you can't figure out who they are, as if they are a completely unknown person. Your perception and memory are not connecting, leading your brain to fail to make any sense of the situation. And while the exact details still require more research, many people believe that it's a temporary disconnection between the memory and the perception in your brains. Your brain, you don't have multiple brains. Well, you do. You have your stomach brain. Well, never mind. We won't go there right now. That's a whole separate subject. Specifically, there is a split between two different memory systems called declarative memory, things that can be consciously recalled, like facts or stories, and non-declarative or implicit memory, which are your sensations that are felt experiences. And jamais vu is thought to arise when an electrical disturbance starts in the temporal lobe, which is the part of the brain associated with memory. It's also an area of the brain associated with déjà vu. Now, while jamais vu is the absence or belief, it can be mistaken for disassociation or delusions depending on a person's current state, their medical history, and other related traumas. And as mentioned, jamais vu is when one memory does not recognize a word. So momentarily you look at it, you can't recall it. Sometimes a person, place, or a thing, or something that you're really familiar with. A delusion is defined as a false belief, whereas jamais vu is more of an absence of belief. And when experiencing jamais vu, one may feel detached from their environment, the people around them, and sometimes even their own body, which is why it can be misconstrued or mistaken for disassociation. So overall, though, jamais vu is usually a brief moment that can be regulated pretty easily by pausing and taking a second to collect yourself before returning to what you were doing before. Now, remember, though, it is rare, and if you're experiencing this on a day-to-day basis, it honestly could be a sign that you have something deeper, and it's best to check with your primary care doctor, as they could evaluate, they could evaluate you and refer you to a neurologist if necessary. But yeah, there's a little bit about something a little different. Jamais vu. All right, everyone, have a great day. Take care. Peace.